It's a little cooler in here.
Yeah.
All right. Let's rock. What's up, everybody? This is Coach Love with Recruit Oklahoma, also known as ROK, and I have a very special guest with me today. I have a cowboy with me, so I'm proud of that. She hails from Southmore High School in Moore, Oklahoma, as one of the most decorated softball players in Oklahoma history. She's been ranked in the top 10 by multiple sports media outlets coming out of high school. She has captured a 6A slow pitch state championship. She's also captured 2 back-to-back state championships in 6A in 21 and 22. She has a national championship under her belt with her travel team, the Birmingham Thunderbolts. And of course, all the state awards you can win, all state, all city, call conference, she's won them all. She also, as a freshman at Oklahoma State, she was a D1 freshman All-American. She helped the Cowgirls pave their way to the College World Series 2 years straight. So help me welcome to the ROK Podcast, Oklahoma State University softball superstar, Tallen Edwards. How you doing, Tallen?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me.
Good. So what's been going on with you? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing good. I'm just out here living in Stillwater still, making money, giving some lessons. So I'm just kind of chilling.
Okay. I remember hearing your name in high school, and as my daughter, she plays softball as well, but hearing your name, and I'm like, who is this Tallen girl that everybody's talking about? So I finally got to see you play a couple of times, and you didn't let me down. You hit a couple of home runs. You snagged one out of shortstop. While you were at shortstop, you snagged one out the air, and I can't remember how many other things that you did that same game. But I'm like, okay, this is who everybody's been talking about. So it was cool to see you play in person.
Thank you.
So how's your training business been going so far?
It's been going great.
Okay.
Right now I have 28 kids a week.
Wow. Okay.
When I say it out loud, people are like, are you crazy? But I work from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Mondays through Thursdays, which is a lot. It's a lot, but it's just like I should be at the field that much anyways. So it's like I hit in between some lessons. I do some defensive work in between those. And through that, I have like a couple hours off. I still get to go get lunch and stuff. So it's not that bad, but it is a lot of work for 4 days a week to make quite a bit of money. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I still get to be a kid and do whatever I want. So it's awesome.
And it doesn't hurt that it's something you love to do anyway.
Right.
So it's not a job for you. It's a passion.
Right.
So yeah, make money doing what you love.
I know that's right.
So
right.
this is a family business for you guys?
Yeah. So my family back here in Moore, they have 60 kids a week.
Okay.
And they go 4 kids at a time, though. I go individual because I can't deal with that many kids at one time. But yeah, it's my mom, my brother, and my sister are all there helping. So 4 kids at a time, really. Wow. It's still an individual thing.
Okay.
Yeah, but their business is like way more elite than mine when it comes to that. They
Really?
have a lot of stuff going on down here, and it's more of a business for them. For
Gotcha.
me, it's just like individual helping kids out. It's still the same thing, but theirs goes year round.
Gotcha. Yeah. So what are the age groups that you train from? Like,
so my youngest is a 4-year-old.
4.
Cutest
okay.
damn thing in the world. Absolutely love that kid. And surprisingly, she listens better than a lot of my older kids. But she's pretty good. It's crazy. Her name is Rayleigh. She's awesome. And then my oldest kid is 17 going on 18. She's going to be graduating next year. She has a lot of potential too, so that's kind of the range. I have mostly a lot of 8 to 11-year-olds, I'd say.
Okay. Do you train any college? I guess you said the oldest is 17, but have you ever had a chance to work with any college athletes?
I have
at all?
not. Usually they have their own things going on, their own hitting coaches. So we've trained kids into college. Well, actually, I guess I have. They'll come back from college like in the summertime.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them play at like UC Arlington, like places like that, or UT Arlington, sorry.
Yeah.
And they come back and they get back into lessons over the summer. So yeah, I guess I can say that I've worked with some college kids.
Well, that's good. So now let's go back into the young Tallen. So were you born and raised here in Moore Oklahoma?
Born and raised in Moore.
In Moore?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So tell me about, I know you have a big family. And I saw that everybody in your family played something.
Right.
Well, either baseball or softball, at least.
Mm-hmm.
And How competitive was it in your household?
I was very competitive.
Did y'all compete? Did y'all compete over everything?
Over everything. Like there'd be some times where we would take a wiffle ball and a little plastic bat outside, and somebody was gonna win. It was gonna be me.
Always you. So are you the best athlete in the family?
Growing up, I love my siblings to death. They be saying it, so I'll let it be their words.
Oh, okay.
They're the ones that say I'm the best athlete in the family. I haven't taken that crown yet. I still respect them. So.
Okay, we'll take that. So tell me about them. So how many brothers and sisters do you have?
I have one brother. He is 29, going on 30 soon. That man is getting old.
Oh.
But he he wrestled, played football.
Did he go to Southmore as well?
Yes, he did. Okay. Wrestled, played football, played baseball, played basketball. Like, kid was just a dual sport athlete. He could do anything he wanted to. And now he's just like coaching full time, giving lessons, same way. And then my sister, she is 25. She went. Oh, sorry. Let me back that up. My brother went to Arkansas. My brother went to Arkansas and then Murray State for baseball. Had a lot of offers in both football and baseball, though he could have really went anywhere for football, but it just wasn't his love.
Okay, what was his name?
Trey Edwards.
Trey Edwards. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then, so he was very successful in college too. Just went crazy.
Well, good.
I'd say he's the most athletic person in our family.
Okay.
That boy can do anything. Like if you need him to do the splits, he'll do it. And I'm
like, wait a minute, no.
But
might hurt.
And then my sister Trinity Edwards, she. Like I said, she's 25. She went to Missouri, Texas Tech, and San Jose State for her last year. At Texas Tech, she became an All-American, like 16 home runs, 370-something batting average. Like she went absolutely insane there, had a really good year there. San Jose had a great year. Missouri had a great year, so she's just doing great. She also wrestled, played football, basketball, baseball, and softball. So them two growing up, kind of like right next to each other, they were always together doing something. Me, I was a little bit down there,
tiny,
a little bit more. They pulled me back a little bit. They're like, "That's the baby. We can't hurt."
Well, I mean, but you really had no choice to be competitive and athletic, and I mean, trying to follow in their footsteps and do everything they did.
Yeah.
What about your mom and dad played sports?
My mom, once again, football, baseball, basketball, softball.
Your mom played football?
Yes. All the women in the house played football besides me, and I regret that decision every single day of my life. I would have loved to get out there.
Yeah.
And then my dad, same thing: football, wrestle, basketball, baseball. My dad actually. He had quite a bit of offers in football. Mm-hmm. He had a full ride to Tennessee, and then he met my mama.
Okay.
And wanted to stay close to home for her, so he ended up playing.
Where'd they meet?
They met on 12th Street in Moore.
Okay.
They do this thing, like this car show, where they'll like shut the street down and like super nice cars will come up, and they met there. So
okay, well, that's cool.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So everybody in your family are next level athletes.
Yes.
Just I mean.
Went to college for something, indeed.
Okay. Nice. How soon did you start playing softball?
I like to joke and say out of the womb.
Out of the womb.
But I started
You came
playing,
out safe.
Right, safe, right. No, but I started playing when I was 2. Started playing T-ball and took off from there.
All right. Did you play any other sports?
Yeah, I played basketball and baseball. So I was involved with the boys a little bit.
Okay. How were you in baseball? I mean, basketball.
I was really good. I was on a really good travel ball team. The Jazz. I don't know if you ever heard of them, but I played with some girls that went to OU for it. One went to Tennessee. Like I was like, dang, I could have done some things there too. Dang it.
So how long did you play with them? Just until up to high school or?
Up to middle school.
Up to middle school. Okay.
My dad got real scared of my knees snapping, so he took me out of that one pretty quick. Not gonna lie.
So you started playing at the age of 2?
Yes.
How soon after that did you start getting recognition from college coaches?
I got my first offer when I was 11.
So not
6th grade, so not that far.
Yeah, not that far. Okay, who was that from?
Missouri.
Wow.
Yes, sir, Mizzou.
And it wasn't even a small school. It was just straight D1.
SEC Power 5. I said, shoot.
Yeah, take that thing. So what was your reaction when you got that?
I was stunned. I was stunned. The coach over there, Coach Earlywine, was awesome. I absolutely loved him. My sister was signed there.
Okay.
And I had went to a bunch of camps just because she worked them, and he had seen me, and he was like,
so she was probably hyping you up and telling.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Okay.
And then the camps I would go to when I was 11 were the Prospect 18U camps. So I'd be out there playing with 18-year-olds, and I handled it really well. And so he was like, "Yeah, let's do it."
Okay. So going into high school, you probably had no trouble cracking the starting lineup. You pretty solid.
Yeah, it was pretty solid. I mean, I still had to work hard.
I mean, that's in your nature.
Right,
I guess.
right. But yeah, it was kind of just I'm gonna play.
Yeah. How did your freshman season go?
It went great. Great. It actually ended up getting cut off because of COVID.
Oh, yeah.
Fast pitch went all the way through. Slow pitch didn't. But fast pitch, I did great. All city, all state. Yeah,
as a freshman,
great.
Huh?
Yeah, it went great.
And tell me all the positions that you played.
My freshman year, I was playing. It's kind of a funny story. I was playing short and second, and I was in competition with this girl that was a senior. And we were switching back and forth every game, and it came to us playing Westmore, like a big rival. And I looked at the coach. I said, "If you want to win, put me in shortstop." My daddy said, "Go in there and tell him that." And I said, "Okay." And I was at shortstop, and I never moved again. We won. Never moved again from there.
That's clutch right there.
Yes,
you did your thing. So, were there any memorable games that in particular that you can remember?
Yeah, my best memory was my sophomore year in the state finals. Oh, there was nothing more in this world that I wanted than to get a ring. My sister had 4 of them things. So I was like,
She won one every year?
Every single year.
Was she at sophomore as well?
Yep.
Okay.
They went 4 years straight of winning, getting a ring every year. And then after that, it was like 2 or 3 years out. And then my sophomore year, we ended up winning one. So it was like kind of back in the family.
Yeah,
I was like,
there you go.
Together, we have 7 rings.
Wow, okay.
So it's pretty cool, but the 2 prior games, so the semi and quarterfinals, I was 0 for 9.
Oh,
it was just bad. I was like, what is
trying too hard, maybe?
Yes, 100%, 100% trying way too hard to like chase that ring. And I just remember like the last day waking up, I was like, oh God, here we go. Like we got to go win a championship today. And my first at bat, first pitch, I hit a home run.
Nice.
Put us up 1-0 at the very start of the game. And it was like.
And who were you playing?
We were playing Owasso.
Owasso, okay.
Every time I won a state championship, it was against Owasso. Funny enough. Yeah, I don't know why. They always met us in the finals, but it was like, okay. But yeah, we were playing against Owasso, and that was the craziest moment ever.
Okay. So I know you have Southmore, and you have Moore, Westmore. Tell me the biggest rival.
More.
Okay. No question.
Yep, no question.
That's
no
the asterisk on your calendar.
Ifs, ands, buts. It was
It
more.
was more.
Indeed.
Okay. Well, why was it more? Well, tell me why. Did they talk a lot of noise?
Oh yeah. There was a lot of yapping going back and forth between us, but it was. I think what made us most mad is we were 100% better. They were just scrappy. And it was annoying to play them.
And they always kept themselves in games and
yes,
stuff? Yes,
every single time. It was just ridiculous. It was like, there's no reason we should be playing y'all this close. But yeah, no, every time we played more, it was a battle every single time. So I definitely say that was our biggest rival out of the whole 6A era.
Okay. Yeah. Well, tell me about some of your coaches. Tell me about your head coach in high school.
My freshman head coach was Coach Small. Loved that man to death. That was also my sister's head coach going through all of her years. Really, really sound coach. Like, for me with Oklahoma coaches, like usually it's not that good.
Okay.
But with him, he was very sound. He understood the game in and out. So it was really cool to have him. And then my head coach going on the rest of my years was Jason Lingo.
Okay.
Actually, it was Brothers Lingo. We called them the Lingos.
The Lingos.
And they were also very sound, very great coaches. They were coached under a legend that won so many state championships, it wasn't even funny. So they came in and basically took that placement and did their work. So
were there any assistant coaches that you gravitated to, or like any favorite coaches that you had?
Probably Jason Tompkins. He was kind of a younger guy. Dude was hilarious. He actually coached my squad in middle school and then came up to high school when we got there too. Like, it was just right. He was like, let me just follow these kids because it was so fun to be
win
around him.
Win a couple of championships while I'm doing this.
Right. Yeah. So he was awesome.
So tell me about slow pitch. It's like, I mean, you had to crank the home run like every time. Just about every time. I mean,
just about every time. Sometimes it would humble you. I tell you, sometimes that sport would humble you. It would.
Did you see it coming and you just swing and miss sometimes? Or just...
Man, sometimes it's the foul out. It's the hitting a foul ball and having to go sit back down on the bench.
Oh, man.
It was the hitting ground balls. Like, what is happening? Like, sometimes it was just weird. Like, if you got in your own head with it, like, it was bad.
Man,
I
couldn't imagine. I mean, I didn't know about slow pitch. Like, it was actually a school sport.
Right.
Until my daughter got into high school playing it.
Right.
But I always knew there was fast pitch.
Right.
As far as your state titles goes, so you won one slow pitch, and then two with the fast pitch. So who did you say you played Owasso every time y'all played in the championship?
Fast pitch.
Fast pitch.
Slow pitch, we played Choctaw in the finals.
Okay. And how did those games go? Just were they blowouts or was it close?
Choctaw, we beat the crap out of.
Did you?
That was another big rival.
Okay.
We hated each other.
Right.
Oh, we hated each other. And that was the first time we had met up that season. Or actually, the very beginning of the season, they beat us like 21 to like 3. We were like, uh-oh.
That's not, yeah.
And then we met them at the very end of the season. And the score was indeed flipped.
Wow. Okay, there you go.
Yeah, so those games were crazy, but they were good.
So. Okay. So on your squads, so tell me some of the girls that were obviously you have a team full of great players. Tell me some of the other girls that have gone on to the next level that you played with.
Tatum Bradshaw.
Okay.
She ended up getting recruited at Grand Canyon.
Okay.
So, and Grand Canyon has been sneaking up on a lot of people the past couple of years. So,
yeah, they actually Willa Ford. Willa.
Yes, Willa is committed there or signed there. Yeah. Yes, so she got committed out of high school with them. And she was so scrappy, man. I love that girl. She's gonna get the job done regardless. And she's not flashy. She was just a really good teammate. Riley Sharp, I can't put it on exactly where she went. I want to say Pitt State.
Okay.
I want to, but I can't put my finger on it. They ended up graduating after me. I was in their class, but they ended up graduating after me because I jumped that year. Riley Fanning went to a D2 around here. Kaylee Carter's committed D2. There was a lot of kids that either went Division I or D2, but that whole team was going to college for something.
You being in the state finals every year or winning the state finals. So 2 out of the 3 years that you played high school ball.
Yes.
Yes,
my freshman year we didn't win anything.
And so your senior year, you decided not to play. I know, soon after you won your second state title. And this is not too long after that your father passed away from COVID-19. For how long was he in the hospital? Just
about 45 days. So it was like right after my state championship, actually.
Right after. And what strategies did you use to cope with what was going on while he was still with us? What was going through your mind? Tell me about what you were going through.
Yeah, so there was a lot of time where we couldn't even see him because it was still big on COVID and all of that. And he was in the ICU, so it's only like kind of one person can go up, and not even that. My mom couldn't even go up there for a while. So it was it was weird. It felt like super empty. Like it was like, where is my dad at? Like we can't even go see him at this point. So for me, my coping mechanisms are awful. I'll just try to push it away, and that's what I did for a while. So I was just like, this ain't happening. Like he gonna pull through.
Right.
This is not happening. That's kind of how I coped with it. And then soon after we started like being able to see him, and so like that was a better way to cope, was like being able to actually see him.
Yeah.
And then right around that time, that's when I started getting recruited by Oklahoma State and all that. So I had some things to be able to take my mind off of it, but it wasn't like it just like wasn't there for me.
Did it seem like he was getting better, or did just during that time, when you were able to see him, did it seem like he was getting better, or just you couldn't really tell that?
There was one time that I actually got to go up to the ICU, and that time was really bad. Like there was not a whole lot. There was hope, but there wasn't like a bunch. And then after he got out of the ICU and went to like the PCU, so the lower level where family can come up, he was doing better. You could tell that he was like tired. His body was just tired, but he was talking, breathing on his own. He was on a ventilator when he was up in the ICU, so that was really bad. But he started like slowly but surely getting better.
And then I guess it came as a surprise when you found out the news, and What went through your mind like after that happened? Like I mentioned, you didn't play your senior year. And was that one of the reasons that you didn't play your senior year, or?
Yeah, so me and Coach G actually like talked about that because he saw that I was just like over high school, like the whole thing, travel ball in high school in general. He was like, dude, she's been doing it for too long.
Right.
Like I played against 18 you kids in travel ball since I was 11 years old. So it was just like, I have been doing this for a long time. It feels like it's just reoccurring. And so we talked about that. And he was also pretty heavy on the, like, you need a father figure, like, and I can be that for you. He didn't force that upon me, but like, he was like, if you need someone, like, just think about it. Like, it could be me. Like, we could do this and I could like fill a little bit of that void. And so that was one of the main reasons that I was like, absolutely. Like, first time I met Coach G was right before state. And immediately I knew that, like, yeah, like, that's going to be basically my best friend, like, in a coach. So.
Okay. Yeah. I guess one of the good things was the last time your dad saw you play was winning a championship
Winning a state
high school. So that's it's cool to see.
It was a really good time. So
Good. What valuable lessons did he teach you or did he instill in you to keep you competitive and as you're growing up and up until his passing? What, give me some of those motivational quotes or anything like that kept you going.
I think there was two things that I still think about to this day. And my whole life through with all of my siblings, he was always telling us, like, you can't be this much better. You got to be this much better.
Okay.
He was like, don't settle to be near someone. Like, don't settle for nothing. Separate yourself by as much as possible through anything that you can do. That was like a major one. That was like, if you want to be on the field with no questions asked, you separate yourself. And so that was one that really stuck with me. And then this one I actually have tattooed on me. This is his thumbprint, the time that he passed away.
Okay.
And this is kind of just like a word that we had, and it was just finish. So, like, whatever I start, like, I got to finish. There's no backing out. There's no being scared. I got to go.
That's cool. Yeah, I do. I tell a lot of athletes, I tell my own kids that, I mean, just try to finish what you start. So tell me about some of his coaching styles. Did he coach you in travel ball or just trained you and just developed you?
No. He didn't coach me through travel ball.
Okay.
Like, not actually on the field, but he was still like my mentor, my hitting coach, my defensive coach.
Right.
Whenever those coaches weren't around. Because I played for a team from Georgia and I played for a team from Alabama. So those coaches weren't always around, and my dad was my coach at that point. His coaching mechanisms were tough. Like, they were tough. Like, he was trying to send me to college. And even though I didn't recognize that maybe at the time, and sometimes we were mad at each other, but like, now I'm like, yeah, I see why he did that. Like, I have thick skin. There's nobody that can get through me now.
Yeah.
So his coaching mechanisms were tough. But when it came down to travel ball and me playing with the old girls, he'd sit back, relax, and shut up and let me go through it.
Let you do
and let
your
my
thing.
coaches handle what they need to handle.
Okay.
Our talks would be in the car, not on the field. So
Right.
That's kind of the way he rolled with everything.
Okay. When you decided not to play your senior year, how was recruiting at that point? Did it hurt your recruiting? Or, I mean, you probably had offers from all across the nation.
Right.
I mean, so that didn't really.
It really didn't affect it because I had already committed to Oklahoma State. So I already knew, like, those offers were off the table as soon as they saw me as a cowgirl. But yeah, no, so it didn't really affect my recruiting. Just kind of boosted my Oklahoma State resumes.
Did you know right off the bat as soon as you got that offer, was that a goal of yours? Is that a dream of yours to play at Oklahoma State?
So fun fact, no.
No? Okay.
It changed suddenly, but I wanted to be an SEC kid. I wanted to go far away from home. Like, that was just something I was like, absolutely. And that was my dad too. Like, he was like, go play in the AC or the SEC, go do your thing out there. Like, he never minded if we were far away from home, close. Like, he was going to support regardless. And then once he passed away, it was a whole different story.
Wow. Okay.
Once he got sick, it was a whole different story. So Oklahoma State really wasn't, like, even in my top 5.
Really? I was going to ask who your top 5 was.
Yeah.
I mean,
or have to say that.
You don't have to.
No, I can. My top 5 were Alabama, Tennessee, Florida, UCLA, and Texas.
Okay.
So kind of scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
Texas was the one that was just kind of thrown in there. I really liked Austin at the time. Wanted to be in Texas specifically. But yeah, so those were my top 5, and I still took my visits to everywhere. It wasn't just, I got to go to those schools and those schools only. Actually, I missed 3 of them after committing to Oklahoma State. I stepped on campus, and it was like, oh. Close to home.
Yeah, never mind.
My dad was sick at that time, and there was just a whole bunch of like, it was a realization of, I want to be close to home. Like, I don't want my family to have to travel to see me play. And Oklahoma State is amongst the best. Like, they're better than half the SEC schools. So like, why would I do that?
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. And offered a lot of money too. So it was just like, yeah, no, I had a midlife crisis, I like to say. And Oklahoma State was a place as soon as I stepped on campus. It was over from there.
Well, gotcha. Let's talk about alopecia. And I mean, I know it's an autoimmune disorder, and I mean, it's not like a disease or anything like that. So can you tell me about what it is?
Yeah, so basically, like you said, it's an autoimmune disorder. It kind of what it does is it attacks the hair follicles on your body due to stress, anxiety, things like that. And don't ask me what I was so stressed about at 7 years old. I don't know. Maybe that big old tornado that hit my school. I don't know. It kind of happened right around that time. That my school got flattened. That all of that kind of started happening. But yeah, basically it just attacks your hair follicles, stress, anxiety, and I can tell now that I'm older, like if I'm not calmed down or in a good place, like it'll show.
It'll bother you. Yeah.
But yeah.
It's so you said 7 years old is when it started understanding it and feeling it. And
so 7 years old, my 3rd grade year.
Okay. How did it affect your confidence and self-image as an athlete?
When it first started, and probably not up until high school, it was crazy. It was really hard to go through. I didn't really understand what was happening. The whole world kind of didn't understand what was happening. Doctors hadn't even really looked into it, done research on it. So it's kind of like I was on my own. And I didn't talk about it very much. We tried to do everything we could to hide it, everything we could to make it not noticeable to other people.
Yeah.
And it was tough. I was confused. Had a lot of questions on like, why?
Yeah.
Why me? Like, what did I do?
Yeah.
So it just had me questioning a lot of things, kind of just in a confused state.
Well, so were there any challenges or obstacles, like in a could you still perform at a high level? Is it physically playing?
Yeah, I could still, it didn't affect my body in any way.
Okay.
Not back then, at least. Now, like, we know some research that, like, my immune system is awful. So, like, I've understood that, like, I have to eat a little bit differently. I have to make sure that I'm training a little bit differently, keeping my body up to where it needs to be to not try to attack me. Yeah, so those couple of things. But when it came to competing, like, it didn't matter.
Okay. So obviously more than likely you found like support and help to get through that.
So I didn't really find that up until close to college. College was when I really found the community. I had a couple people here and there that I knew, softball players. Sherry Mason, she went to, what is that school over there? Coweta.
Okay.
So I kind of knew her, but there wasn't a whole lot of people and a whole lot of support. It was my family and maybe a couple people that I knew with it, but it wasn't just a huge community.
Since you saw that there was not a real big support community for it until you later on, how have you become an advocate for it now?
I started trying to build that probably my sophomore year of high school.
Okay.
I started trying to make it known. So that's when I would post it on Instagram and like people would know like that I have it. So I started trying to be an advocate early for it. And maybe I don't even want to call it an advocate, more of like, I need y'all to know that I have this.
Okay.
And know that it's a thing so that like you don't look at people differently or anything like that. So, and I had a decent following base back when I was in high school, probably like 2,000 people, something like that.
Okay.
And so I was kind of an advocate for it then, but now it's like a whole different ballgame.
Okay.
These eyebrows that I have on, NIL deal. And they're called like My Two Brows or something like that. And they're basically like temporary tattoos. You know, the ones that you play with as kids. You put water on them and pull them off. That's what these are, but just they last longer and they're better quality. So things like that. I have a charity that I have open
through
it. So there's just a lot of things now.
Well, that's cool. You can get an NIL deal.
Right.
What are some different things that you have to do as an athlete that mostly, other athletes don't have to do as far like with that condition?
I gotta wake up earlier. I know
Really?
that. I know that. They be waking up 20 minutes before weights, and I'm over here like, I had to wake up an hour early. Hold on. But no, that one's funny. But no, seriously, like to get ready, I still have to like wake up earlier. But other than that, it's equal. It's really equal.
You still dominate. Yeah.
Right. Yeah. It's not going to affect nothing on the field. I know that. It's an equal game there.
Well, good. So now we're like, so in the college, from high school to college, was there, you were supposed to be in your senior year of high school, but yet your freshman year, you're going to the College World Series. Tell me about that experience.
Yeah, I think I forgot about that often. My freshman year, that I wasn't.
You're supposed to be in high
school
right now. Yeah.
And like I said earlier, playing against 18U, I got up there and I started playing against all the girls that I had been playing against. So it was just like it felt normal. It was like, yeah, I've seen you before and you before. Like I played on the field with you. Yeah. So I feel like I often forgot that. They didn't really let me forget it. So that was like Coach G's thing last year. He would always, if I messed up, he was like, "This isn't high school anymore." I was like, "All right, Coach." You got me out early. I don't know what you're talking about. But yeah, no, I feel like I often forgot it. But when I did remember it, it was like, dang, like what I'm doing is pretty cool. Like with 6 years and 7th years and stuff. Like I'm playing against 24, 25-year-old women. These girls are grown.
Yeah, you just got your license not too long after that. Yeah,
right. Like I came in. The first time that I started playing 18U, I played against Megan Faremo. She was at UCLA. And never thought to play college ball with her. I was like, that's never going to happen. Like, she's so old. Got up there my first year, and she's a 6-year. I was like, like, this is crazy.
So you actually know, Casey Thompson?
Casey. Yeah.
Thompson? Yeah. So
he played at Sophomore a little bit, and then went to
Newcastle. And then, so now he's in his 7th year of football at OU. So, yeah.
He played, I think he was a freshman, maybe a little bit younger than my brother, and it's like there's no reason I should be in college at the same time as you, sir.
Right.
You are get out of here. Like that's how I feel about all the 6 years, 7th years. I'm like,
give the kids coming up a chance.
Right.
Give us a spot.
Right.
This is obviously your 2nd year. You've gone to 2 World Series already. Mm-hmm. I think that's would probably be a goal of any softball player. And is it a humbling experience for you, or how does it just tell me about how you feel about it?
It's crazy. It's like, I don't want to say sound ungrateful and say that it's expected, but I expected to go to a school that was going to do that.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So it was like that was a decision. Like when I was making my decision of, is this team going to go to the College World Series? And it's a no doubter for Oklahoma State. This is our 5th time in a row going, 6th time possibly. So it's just like, it was expected to get there, but once you actually get there, dude, it's a crazy feeling. You get this little box that's like you're a part of the 10% of college athletes.
Man,
I was like, ooh, you right? You were so right. So it's fun, but I expected to make it there all 4 years, and we're trying to go win it. So
well, I had that same mindset coming out of high school. So my original commitment was to Colorado, the Buffs. So they had like some Heisman Trophy winners and some good players. Right. But the guy that was recruiting me at Colorado came to Oklahoma State. So I made that decision. But I also knew that I was going to play at Oklahoma State. I know I was going to play wherever I went, but I did want to compete for a national title. Right. He recruited me well at Oklahoma State, but we didn't get close. We didn't even win a Big 12 championship. So enough about that. So, man. So off the field, or off the diamond, I guess I should say. Tell me about a time where you and your teammates have been the silliest. Like, I need names, I need locations. I mean, we incriminating everybody. Let's go.
Our most insane human on our team is Carly Godwin. Oh Lord.
And now, what do you mean by saying? Tell me.
The things that comes out of her mouth that I can't even say on here, the things that she does, like, she's just insane. Like,
okay.
We have these we have these dance parties almost before every game or before a big series. Like,
Yeah, y'all be crunk. I've been seeing.
Right. We even did it at the World Series. Like, we were in that little locker room getting lit. So I'd say like that's probably like our most silly time. Sometimes on the road, like when we had to travel to Tech or we travel to Baylor.
Yeah.
When we travel to them and stuff, we do it by bus. We don't get flown out anywhere
Right.
unless it's far.
I've driven to Tech before. Yeah.
Yeah. So we would sit there and we have our little microphone and we'd start playing. I don't know if you've ever seen a Pitch Perfect. We'd start playing that little game where it's like categories, and one side of the bus would start singing a song, then the other side has to steal it and sing like another song. We just
give me an example. Sing.
I ain't giving you no example. I ain't doing that. But no, coaches are up there trying to sleep, and we're back there partying, and they don't say nothing about it.
Okay.
I'd say those are our most silly times, like just being
on
a
the bus,
team and just doing stupid stuff. Like, why are we singing on a 6-hour bus drive? What is wrong with us?
Yeah, I've been there before. It's fun times. Tell me you built a lot of bonds and friendships. Who's your some of your biggest friends that you roll with right now?
Well, Angelina Craig, she's my roommate. She's a former Oklahoma State softball player. She played last year, and that's my dog.
Okay.
And, she's from Chicago, Illinois. We're across the country from each other, but here this past like year and a half, we've just gotten so close. I mean, we moved in together. We got 4 cats together.
Cats,
Catwoman. We don't even understand it ourselves sometimes.
Wow.
But yeah, no, that's my best friend. Like, nobody comes above her.
Okay.
So yeah.
While playing here at Oklahoma State or playing at Oklahoma State, what's been the most memorable place that you've played at? Like, what location?
I'll give you just a neutral location, and then I'll give you like playing at a certain place. So our neutral location, when we went to Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, and it was my first time ever stepping on the field in that uniform, and I went bonkers. Like, I went crazy. I got a MVP tournament of the tournament, and along with a couple other girls. But it was just so fun. It was such a crazy scenery. Like, it's so different there. And we got to like walk to the fields, and we were staying in a huge resort, and it was really fun doing that. And then series wise, I'd probably say OU. Their field is beautiful. Like, it's awesome. That complex is crazy. It's well deserved. And Loves did their big one with it. Like, it's awesome there, and their environment, loud. It's loud, it's rowdy, but there's a way to make it quiet. There's a way to make it quiet, and we found that. We had like 20, they only allowed like 25 Oklahoma State fans in there.
Man.
They only gave us like 2 tickets.
They gave y'all a corner at the top.
Yeah, that little corner in right field, and when I tell you they were the loudest in that complex, like, it was cool, but no, playing there, it was beautiful. It was so cool to be in a field like that. So, outside
of softball, what do you do? What are your hobbies? What do you?
I'm kind of a boring person. Like, I really just watch a lot of Netflix. I draw. Haven't done that in a while though.
Yeah, I saw that you were a little bit of an artist.
Right, like I can draw a little bit. I like to go get tattoos.
Okay, I see a few. Yeah,
I'm actually getting it done next weekend.
Do you design your own tattoos? Some of them.
This one is like completely raw. Like, my artist did a lot of this, but I don't draw my own. I kind of did this one. I gave him an idea of what I wanted it to look like, and then he was like, bet, I got you. This one, he did his thing with it too. So yeah, I kind of get ideas off of social media, but he flips them and makes sure that I'm not walking around here branded like everybody else.
Right.
Yeah.
So a typical day for you is just what, Netflix and chill and just
literally Netflix, going on some car rides. I'm big back, so I really like to eat. I be eating 99% of the days.
Okay. What's your major? What are you studying?
My major is psychology pre-med.
Psychology pre-med. Okay.
I want to be a dentist. It doesn't really sound right when I say it all together.
No.
It gets me all the same things that I need, but I'm just not having to take chemistry or bio. Or
okay.
That, so.
How much training do you do on your own? Like outside
on my own, a lot. Quite a bit, yeah. not so much in season. I hit a couple times like with my coach and stuff throughout season, but like now in the summer, it's basically all on your own. So I make sure that I do some glove work. I try to find people to hit me ground balls when they can. I hit a lot on my own. Me and the T are best friends. So I feel like quite a bit of it is on my own, but when we start back, golly, them 20-hour weeks and stuff, 4-hour practices every day. You try to get in what you can. Yeah. But it's a lot. So the summertime is really where we get that like on our own feeling.
Do you have a game day ritual, like like something that's different than anybody else, or do you kind of just what's your game day ritual that you?
I feel like it's kind of normal. I would say that the thing that might stick out the most is like I have to get some type of energy, whether that's Starbucks, Dutch Bros. Like I have to go get something. If I don't get something, I'm gonna feel off the entire day. And also my chain. I don't have it on me right now. I'm so bad about it. It's bad. If I'm not playing, it's like I don't have that thing on. But during Super Regionals, before we played Arizona, I didn't have my chain around my neck. And I was like, what's going on? And I told my assistant coach, Shippy, or hitting coach, Shippy. She was like, go get it. And I was like, ma'am, I'm in full uniform. We got things to do around here. She was like, you have time. Go get it. So I'm full uniform. Like, we have this orange Crush uniform. I'm just full uniform. I get in my car. I'm racing back to my house, grab the chain, come back, just feel like $1,000,000. Hit a home run my first at bat. I said, it's the chain.
It's the chain.
It's the chain.
There you go.
Yeah, so.
If you could have dinner with any professional athlete, who would it be?
Steph Curry.
Steph Curry? Mm-hmm. Tell me why.
Mm-hmm. I don't know why. I've just
You think he's cute?
No, he's actually one of the not so attractive ones, but okay. Oh yeah, we're not gonna talk about it. But no, I just love the way he plays. I love his lifestyle. Like, just love me some Steph Curry. I don't know what it is, but I grew up watching him. That was my dude growing up. Me and my dad loved watching Steph. Like, how can you not watch someone that's almost perfect all the time? Like, so if I could pick somebody's brain and figure him out, like, that would be the person that I want to go talk to.
And he'll hit 60 points without even dribbling on the dang ball.
Right. Like, how? Like, you can't tell me you don't want to talk to someone like that. Right, like, what did you do, my good sir? So what's your daily routine so that I can follow it?
Yeah,
like,
he had a couple of Starbucks right before every game. Because that dude is, like, nonstop. So someone that's not famous, someone famous but not an athlete.
Not an athlete. I'd probably say Adam Sandler.
That
might sound so bad.
Okay.
So that's my favorite actor, but
that dude just start yelling.
Kind of the same thing with him. Like, I don't know. You just got to figure out how to live his lifestyle. He's not flashy. Man walks outside in sweatpants and a hoodie every day. Like, that's someone that you want to talk to.
And
he
can hoop too.
Right. Like, I don't know. Adam Sandler just seems like someone that would be cool to sit down with, but it's also like, pick his brain too, because he's really high up in what he does, but he doesn't show it.
He's been successful.
So it's just like I want to get a feel of that humbleness of being one of like America's greatest actors.
Give me 3 things that you would tell an athlete if they wanted to become, if they wanted to play at the next level. What advice would you give them?
I would definitely say be coachable. Mm-hmm. I feel like in these generations it's been lost somewhere. A couple kids still got it, but there's a lot of kids that just either aren't utilized enough, versatile. You got to have that when you go into college, because I always say, like, you got to be able to play all 9 positions. Maybe not pitcher. We can take pitcher out of the equation, but you got to be able to play everything else. You got to be able to move in a way that you can go do anything if you want the best chance to get on the field, in my opinion. And that's why my freshman year I was in left field. I've never played the outfield before, but I had 5th years all up in the infield, and so I was stuck in. I was in the field. I was on the field though. Like I found a way there, and it's because of how I utilized myself, and I was coachable. I was able to just go jump into something else and be really good at it. So I would definitely say that's one. The second one, I would say just to have fun. It's kind of cliche, but it's very important if you want to go to the next level, because it's not easy at all, and you got to be able to love what you're doing and have fun with what you're doing and be around people that love what they're doing too.
Right.
The third one I would say being academically strong. A lot of that seems like it's floating away too.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening, but being academically strong can get you just in a lot of different good places.
Right.
A lot more money, aid, and then it just keeps you in track with everything. I think one thing my coach has like instilled in me is how you do anything is how you do everything.
How you do everything, yeah.
So if I'm falling down in school, like it's probably going to affect something that's happening in softball and like vice versa. So just being headstrong in that category too and having that in your arsenal is just important. So
Okay. So 1, be coachable. 2, have fun. And 3, be academically strong.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
Nice. Talking NIL, how has that been going for you? Name, image, and likeness.
It's been amazing.
Cool. Okay.
I actually have a 2024 Mustang GT 5.0.
Yeah, I saw that thing out
right
there.
outside. And I just got that a couple days ago with a dealership. It's free.
Okay.
So that's one of the most recent and biggest ones that I've been able to do. But I got canes going. Like, it's just a lot of different things, and I absolutely love it. Like, if you do it the right way, if you're doing it the smart way, and really just having everything around you look like a business and be like a business, it's a fun ride. It's a great ride. Oklahoma State's NIL people are awesome. Like, they're going to make sure that they grab the best athletes. They're going to make sure that they give us every opportunity in the world to go make money. And I'm making quite a bit of it. So
that's good.
It's really fun.
That's good. Well, I still need to get you on my roster. I know we talked about it before.
Yeah.
What would be your dream NIL deal?
I just got it.
Yeah,
Actually,
was that it?
that
Okay.
my car. Getting a car was one of my dreams, and it's not only just for me, but like it speaks volumes about what women's sport is doing. Because in the male section, we have football players that are second strings, third strings, driving around cars right now.
Okay, yeah.
So it's just like, of course they get everything.
Right.
But for the women, like it's kind of uncommon. It's not being seen a lot. And so that was something for me that was like, this is upping women's sports. Like this is, if I do it now and if other girls do it now, like it's the expectation here come 5-10 years.
Yeah.
Like we just have to make sure that we're setting expectations so that the ones that are coming up after us, it's an expectation for them.
Yeah.
And so that was one of the main reasons why I wanted something that big.
Yeah.
Because it was like, I get to talk about it. Like I get to tell people like, this is what's happening in women's sports. Like you keep doing what you're doing and keep working hard. Like this is what you're going to get type of thing. So
and
I think I love it.
Yeah. And it's a good recruiting tool to when you want some top-notch athletes coming. I mean, not only are you going to the World Series, you're going in style.
Right.
So,
right.
so
I know that's right.
were you able to get to pick, customize your own?
Yes. So it was me and 2 other girls that ended up getting the NIL, all with Ford. So we had a Bronco to choose from, a Mach-E, the electric SUVs that they have now, the Mustang, of course, just the car. And yeah, so I had a couple of different options. I had like a drop top, a convertible, the one that I have out there now. I could pick anything on the lot that I wanted. That was a Ford.
Okay.
So yeah, it was really cool.
Well, cool. That's good stuff. Have you thought about playing in that league?
The Athletes Unlimited. Yeah, so we have a lot of different pros that even I'm confused about. Like we have the Athletes Unlimited, we have the Pro Fast Pitch, which is Spark and USA, and there's so many different things happening.
Yeah.
But I would definitely be interested in going and playing for something. Spark would be probably like the one that I'm like, absolutely, I want to do that. I get to be around my family. I get to play softball in front of them still. But Athletes Unlimited is probably the biggest dream, like for sure. They do make the most money.
Yeah.
And I think their system is cool, like how they play the game off of points and stuff like that. Like I wanna go do that. So I really like that.
Okay. Anything outside of sports when you graduate and you're done playing? I would imagine you would like to keep your softball training business going, maybe outside of that.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you would do on top of that?
That, and then the plan is dental school.
Dental school.
That's kind of how I've had it set up since I was like 12 years old.
Okay.
So to play in the summer and stuff, pro ball, and then be able to still run my business throughout the rest of the year, and go to dental school, which I'll be probably doing at OU. So
Okay.
everyth's just kind of right. It's circled where it needs to be.
There
So
you
I
go.
need this to fall in line.
You got it. You got it. All right. So my last question here is, and I think I kind of know what you could say, but I'll let you respond to it. But in games, in contests, there are momentum shifts. In life, tell me one momentum shift in your life that happened to you, and how did you react to it? How did you overcome it?
Yeah, so my momentum shift, of course, was my dad passing away.
Yeah.
And I think how I shifted that was not only leaning on my support system through my family, my school ball team, Oklahoma State at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So I really just made sure that I was leaning on that, found God in a whole different way than I thought I was going to.
Mm-hmm.
So made sure that was something that I had to be able to get through it. And then really just playing ball. I know more than anything that's what my dad would want.
Mm-hmm.
And my dad would want me to still go excel and just still go be a dog regardless.
Right.
And so I made sure that that's the chip I have on my shoulder every day when I put a uniform on.
Yeah.
And so that's my momentum shift, is making sure that I still do what he wants me to do. 'Cause in a way it's me thanking him through that. So
kind of honoring him as well.
yes,
Yeah.
honoring him 100%.
Yeah.
That's why I wear 44 on my back.
Okay.
That's my dad's number.
Okay.
Our family number was 11 growing up, and then after that I was I'm putting the 4s on my back.
There you
I
go.
got to. So in any way possible I try to just honor him, and that's kind of how I change my momentum.
Well, good. Well, I appreciate you coming and spending time with me, to sharing a little bit of your story. I had to rock my cowboy hat today because we go Pokes.
I know,
so
that's right.
I wish you much luck and much success in the future. Let's get a World Series. Let's get a championship.
I know, that's right. I've been saying that for 2 years.
Let's get one. I know we get there, but I'm wishing you luck in the future, and I thank you again for coming by.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.